So we're on board with Ashley Bird. He starts second. Colin Tester on pole position. They're away. And does Bird make the better start here? They're level as I see out the commentary box here. They're turning to Cops and Bird's going to take the lead, I think. He may well just have the better of Ashley, of Colin Tester. They go out of my view. So we look onto the screens now. Well, we can't see Colin Tester in front of Ashley Bird. So it looks like the Bird's made the better start. So that means the Sierra XR4 is ahead of the Sierra Cosworth of Tester. So these are the two Class 1 machines. The only other people in Class 1, the two Matthiases, Scott and David. So down the Wellington Straight then they go underneath the vehicle bridge. Ashley Bird leads the way, but he's defending the line. Colin Tester tries round the outside into Brooklyn. These two, the class of the field. You can see they're already getting away. The Bird loses that, like I say, from Tester. They turn through Luffield. Then they go out of Luffield down towards Woodcote. And then it is the two escorts running in third and fourth. And Matthias is making poor. Well, Scott Matthias was well down the field. Not a great start from David Matthias though. But in third position it was Lucky Christopheru leading Class 2 to Paul Neville, and Terence Clark was in third, but we've had a change for the lead. Tester's got through into Beckett's. So the two Sierras then in the Blue Oval Saloon race, taking over from what was the Ford Saloons a few years ago. It's Tester that leads from Bird as they head down into Brooklands. Onto the brakes they go. Bird closes in under braking, but Tester just about stays in front there. Colin Tester, who's been racing the Project A Racing Saloons the last few years, battling people such as Adam Sharp, great driver Adam Sharp, who raced at Le Mans. Colin Tester was able to take it to him. Now he's got Ashley Bird to battle with here in the Blue Oval Saloons. It's Tester that still just about leads. These two massively got away, and it's that Scott Matthias into third position. It is. He started well near the back of the grid, so good pace from Matthias. He's just ahead of Christopheru, Neville, and then David Matthias across the line. 1,000th of a second between the 33 and the 87. Neville and Matthias. That's their 5th and 6th. Right, into Beckett's hugely sideways there. For a moment was Ashley Bird. He held it all together though. He's not letting Colin Tester get away though. Even though Tester did get through last time. Less than a half a second between the two Sierras, and they crossed the line last time. Down towards Beckett's they go then. And they get on to the brakes. And it's still just about Tester in front. They go through the left-hander at Brooklands. They pass behind his ground. Now there's Matthias in the third. In the battle of fourth, David Matthias has had a Lucky Christopheru. As they now get onto the brakes. Can the escort find a way through? He can't. The RS 1600 machine. He leads his class though, so he doesn't have to battle with this escort of David Matthias. Paul Neville, big star right now, and he's second in Class B, Class 2 even, and then third in the class, Terence Clark. So all these people running in Class 2. Meanwhile, the Fiesta battle further back. This is for Class 4. It's Brian Long just ahead of Robert Taylor as they exit the corner. So that's a battle for Class 4. Class 3 has Mark Fremantle ahead of Ronnie Haynes. So battle for the lead. The gap has gone up to 7/10 of a second, so just over 2/10 quicker last time by with Colin Tester. Just starting to eke out a gap, but any mistake and Ashley Bird be straight on him and probably past him. Now to me that looks like more than 7/10 of a second, so I think Colin Tester's got away, but quicker perhaps through Brooklands there with Ashley Bird. And now into Luffield for Tester. Still just ahead of Ashley Bird. Meanwhile, there's David Matthias, just had a Lucky Christopheru still. Nothing much between the two cars, 4th and 5th. Christopheru getting away from Paul Neville, unfortunately for the Class 2 race. Christopheru looks like he really wants to try and find a way past Matthias. At the back of all those cars is the 47 at Piers Grange. He is 4th in Class 2. Meanwhile, here's the Class D battle. It's still the Brian Long machine that is leading this Fiesta battle. Nothing much between the two cars, so Robert Taylor still chasing him down. Into Brooklands then already. The gap did go up to 9/10 of a second last time. Tester still ahead of Bird as they turn now through the right-hander at Luffield. There is Ashley Bird. He's took class in the field, like I was saying. They're running a second quicker than Scott Mathias. Here's the battle for 6th. Terence Clark has closed in on Paul Neville. Battle for 2nd in Class 2. It's just the Escort. RS2000 ahead of the Ford Fiesta ST of Terence Clark, and not far behind is Pierre Grange in the Mark II Escort. Silverstone this weekend is the first time the Blue Oval Saloons running by themselves, not with Classic Thunder. Here's our Class 3 leader, Mark Fremantle. He leads that one to Ronnie Hayes. Now here's Class D, absolutely together. Brian Long just ahead still, just ahead of Robert Taylor. Taylor all over the back of him now though. There's nothing to separate the two Fiestas as they go through the right-hander at Luffield. Long still just about in front. Now sitting right in the slipstream is Robert Taylor. All the way through Woodcote, they'll be all the way down the start line. Here sit in that slipstream, hoping to find a way through. At the moment it hasn't happened, but it may well do shortly. A tenth of a second between them as they cross the line. The third of the Fiestas is soon to be lapped. The third of those Fiestas is Alan Willett. Now there's Paul Neville still just ahead of Terence Clark. Lucky Christoforou has dropped slightly away now from David Mathias. Mathias in the second of those Ford those four-wheel drive machines. Bit sideways out of Brooklands for Bird. He's now dropped a second down on Tester. So Tester's starting to get away. And look at the Tester coming up into Lappery. These two Fiestas really scrapping still, so this may well lose Tester time and give Ashley Bird some advantage back. Well, let's see if they turn through Luffield. Long still just in front. Tester's going to have to find a way through very soon. And he slides out of Luffield, almost into the back of Brian Long. That turbo really giving him an advantage. And round the outside's going to have to go Bird. That might lose him some time. They cross the line now. There's a second and a half between the two cars now. Paul Neville still has Terence Clark right behind him. This is the battle for 6th position overall. Neville in the Escort just about staying in front of Terence Clark. I can tell you that Mike Webb in the Focus has retired, as has Lindsay Hutton, who is in the 4th of the Fiesta. So we've got 13 cars running now in this 3rd round of the championship. Up through the gears for Ashley Bird as he still chases after Colin Tester. They're soon to lap the Ronnie Haynes Escort, and he moves nicely out the way there for Tester. And now the Fiesta battle. This is certainly the best battle on circuit. These two cars have been so equal. Brian Long just about able to hold off, just leaving half a car width that's on the inside. Robert Taylor wisely decided not to go for it because they may well end up in contact. This is a 20-minute race, not even halfway through yet. There's still time to come through. Paul Neville still has Terence Clark in that Fiesta ST right behind him. They're going to soon have to lap the Alan Willett Fiesta that runs in 13th. Class C leader is just in front of Ashley Bird. He'll have to make his way around the outside of Mark Fremantle on this lap. He gets that one done. There's 1.4 seconds and they cross the line between the two leaders. Ashley Bird has come back at test in the last couple of laps by a tenth or so, but Tester has the lead at the moment still. Lots of curbs taken there by Ashley Bird as he headed through Brooklands, then through the right-hander at Luffield. He won the race at Saturday for the Blue Oval Saloons. Colin Tester retired early on. Right, around the outside comes Robert Taylor. Of course, he would have had the slipstream all the way down the Wellington Straight. So then, but Brian Long obviously defended the line well, and he still just about leads this class battle then. Just wait to start to think about defending for Woodcote. And Lucky Christoforou here, up on the inside of David Mathias to get 4th position. He's got it done. Great move there. Out of Luffield, up on the inside line for Woodcote. So that is a change for 4th overall. That's Lucky Christopher and the Escort getting ahead of David Mathias in the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Into Luffield for Colin Tester then. He still has the lead over Ashley Bird. Now what I said last time, 1.4, that went up to 2 seconds. So Colin Tester perhaps saw that gap was closing a bit and thought he'd better get away. Christopher still runs in 4th ahead of Mathias then after his move last time. He's already getting away from David Mathias. That great Escort of Lucky Christopher. Then there's that Fiesta battle. They're about to be lapped about over Zig. Robert Taylor darts out the way and through the middle of the 2 Fiestas there goes Paul Neville. Into Luffield then, again for the Brian Long Motorsport car of, not of Brian Long himself because he's racing in the Fiesta. This is the Brian Long Motorsport car of Ashley Bird that runs 2nd overall. Trying to chase down Colin Tester. Colin Tester's got the fastest lap of 103.642. Average speed of 92 miles per hour. Bird's fastest lap, just a couple of attempts down on that. Nobody else has got within 8 tenths of that, of Bird's time that is. And that's Scott Mathias who's the next quickest. There is the Class 3 leader, Mark Fremantle, soon to be lapped by Scott Mathias that runs in 3rd. There he is. Fremantle gets out the way nice and early. Mathias is going to steer around the outside of him. He does that. Christopher makes his run inside a Class 3 runner in 2nd, Ronnie Haynes. Paul Neville now starting to get a gap to Terence Clark at 6th and 7th. And still Brian Long leads the Class 4 race, the Fiestas. Here comes Colin Tester again. Through Luffield. And Tester, lots of power at his disposal. And the same for Ashley Bird as they exit Luffield. Christopher still runs in 4th, Mathias in 5th and in 6th. Now, here comes Paul Neville. He's lapped Mark Freeman, but he's closing in on David Mathias. Under 7 minutes to go of the race now, and the battle for 6th is on. David Mathias just ahead of Paul. Battle for 5th, I should say. David Mathias just ahead of Paul Neville. Battle for 11th overall still being led by Brian Long, just in front. There, in 12th position is Robert Taylor. Into Luffield for Ashley Bird. Can't quite keep with Colin Tester. The gap now is about 3 seconds. Colin Tester seems to just have the edge, but of course in the championship after retiring at Snetterton, Colin Tester needs to get the wins in. There's Scott Mathias. Still in 3rd. Lucky Christopher in 4th. David Mathias, Paul Neville not far behind. All Terence Clark, 5th, 6th and 7th are rather close. Round 2, we didn't cover that race, but that was yesterday. Won by Colin Tester by just a second and a half yesterday to Ashley Bird. Poor start yesterday for Colin Tester. He was only 3rd after lap 1. David Mathias was running 2nd in the early stages. And Ashley Bird was leading. On lap 4 it was all changed where Tester went from 3rd to 1st. And then he just handled a nice gap. Class 2 was won by Lucky Christopher. He's leading again in this one. Class 3 yesterday was won by Ronnie Haynes. At the moment it's being led by Mark Fremantle. And Class 4 yesterday was won by Robert Taylor, but by a quarter of a second. That is just as close yesterday, that Fiesta battle in Class 4. And he's took the lead now in this race. Brian Long somehow has lost it, and that's the biggest gap it's been all race. Robert Taylor, perhaps a mistake made by Long, but Robert Taylor getting away already. David Mathias as Paul Neville getting closer to him in the battle for 4th position. Not matter in class, so for points it doesn't matter, but it's good to get the better of your rival, and that's exactly what Neville's trying to do here. Trying to get ahead of David Mathias in the battle for 5th, not for 4th, is it? Because in 4th is lucky Christopher. Colin Tester getting into a lap now, the Class C cars for a second time, and a lap in Piers Grange for the first time. Piers Grange, who runs in 8th. Robert Taylor and Brian Long have both been lapped twice. And look, change there, Paul Neville up on the inside for 5th. He's made it work, he's got ahead of David Mathias. Mathias trying to fight back on the exit in the corner. He can't do that though. David Mathias falling backwards. Now as both escorts have got past him, they exit the corner, they will chase after Alan Willett and lap him very shortly. Here comes Ashley Bird into Luffield, not long to go in the race now. I think he's going to have to settle for 2nd because Colin Tester is still leading the way. So Tester from Bird from Scott Mathias, that's the top 3. Here's our Class D leader. Robert Taylor's really got away now from Brian Long. There's a good couple of seconds at least between the two Fiestas. Brian Long doesn't seem to have the pace of Robert Taylor. The fastest laps, well, Robert Taylor's 4 times quicker. Into Luffield then. Here, Mathias, David Mathias using all the road possible to him as he tries to chase after Paul Neville and get that 5th position back, and not far behind either of them is Terence Clark. I wonder if there was a problem with Mathias' car, because he lapped half a second quicker earlier in the race than Paul Neville was able to. There's Tester and Burden. They got one to go possibly, or they're going to squeeze 2 in. We're going to have to wait and see, but at the moment it is still Colin Tester leading the way. Here comes that battle for 5th as Mathias back on the inside into Brooklands. He's got back ahead then. Remember, Mathias running in Class 1 where Neville running in Class 2. Well, either way, it's back into 5th position for David Mathias. Back ahead of Paul Neville. They try to chase down Lucky Cristoforo. I wonder if they're doing that because that gap does seem to be less. There's Colin Tester then. Out of Luffield for the final time possibly. On board with Ashley Bird, he's going to lap Alan Willett for the 4th time, I think, or was it the 3rd? 3rd time, and the checker flag there, so it's Colin Tester that's took the race victory, 2nd to Ashley Bird. Here is 3rd place car, I think, Scott Mathias. Yeah, Scott Mathias then into Luffield. And then he goes through Luffield. Something doesn't sound right with the car. It slows out Luffield. Scott Mathias slows. It's going to give Lucky Cristoforo 3rd. It's going to be a race to the line. David Mathias there really has caught up with Cristoforo. So look, Cristoforo's car is right either. They come through past the commentary box and Cristoforo drawn up right alongside Mathias. And they cross the line. 1,000 per second between them. There's his our classification. Mathias just beat Cristoforo. But it was Colin Tester that won the race. Ashley Bird in 2nd. And 3rd just with Scott Mathias.